Good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back. Welcome back to the OPRC class, day 80. And we are going to get started our class by respecting the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today we are going to finish the chapter on flowers. We call it Puppavagga in Pali. The last two stanzas about this chapter is about an interesting way to look at our life in times of ignorance and the opportunities that we can create to become wise. So this is what we are going to learn. And then there's a very interesting story about this these two stanzas, 58, 59. It's about Sirigutta and Garhadin story. And we will be looking at what happened to these friends, two friends. And for the chanting groups, I think that there was some of you who joined during the last couple of weeks. So I was not able to put you into a chanting group. So if you are one of them, please take the opportunity when we go to the general audience after the groups. Okay, so we'll take a look at the stanzas now. So let me recite this. Dhammapada 58, 59 flowers. Yatha sankhara dhanasmin ujjitasmin mahapate padumang tattha jayeta suchigandang manorama. Yatha sankhara dhanasmin ujjitasmin mahapate padumang tattha jayeta suchigandang manorama. The other stanza is the version of the rest of the idea. So I'll be asking now for groups to read. First of all, group one. Anybody from group one? Let's go ahead. You can raise your virtual hand. Okay, Maylin, please. Yeah.
Okay, tu Bhante.
That's okay.
Yata sankhara danasmin ujitasmin mahapate padumam tata jayita suchigandam manoramam.
Great.
Thank you, Bhante.
And yes, and group two. Anyone from group two? So we have two. I think who would like to read? Is it Kim or I think Kim is the one who first raised the virtual hand. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Yes, please.
Yata Sankara Danasmin Uji Tasmin Mahapate Paduman Tata Jayata Suci Gandang Manoraman.
Great.
Thank you.
Group three. So we have Chupen, please.
Good evening, Bhante.
Yes. Good evening.
Yata Sankara Danasmin, Ujitasmin Mahapate, Padumang Tata Jayata, Suci Gandang Manuraman.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
And group 4, KB on. Yes.
Good evening.
Yes,
Yata
good evening.
Sankara Danasmi Uji Tasming Mahapati Padumang Tata Jayeta Suchi Gandang Manoramang.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And group 5. Yes. Yes. Melinda, please go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Yatha Sankaran Danasmin, Uji Tasmin Mahapate, Paduman Tatta Jayeta, Suji Gandam Manoraman.
Great.
Yeah.
And group 6. Group 6, TC.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yata Sankara Nanasmin
Dhanasmi.
Danasmin Uji Tasmin Mahapate Padumam Tata Jayata Suji Ganang Matnoramang.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
I met Brother TC in my Singapore retreat. So he's joining from Singapore. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Yes. Group 8, right? 7, sorry. Group 7. Yes, Hema, please go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Yata Sankara Danasmin, Uji Tasmin Mahapate, Paduman Tata Jayeta, Suci Gandam Manoraman.
Okay, great. And last group, group 8.
Yata Sankara.
Group 8. Yes. Yes, Champakla, please.
Thank you, Bhante. Yata Sankara Danasmin, Ujitasmin Mahapate, Padumam Tata Jayeta, Suci Gandam Manoramam.
Okay, great. And now we'll be giving the chance to others. If anyone would like to read, so please. We'll start with Suzanne first and then Mary. Yes, Suzanne. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yata Sankara Danasmin Ujitasmin Mahapate Padumam Tata Jayata Suchi Gandam Manoramam.
Okay, then we'll be asking from Mary.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Yata Sankara Danasmin, Ujitasmin Mahapate, Paduman Tata Jayata, Suji Gandam Manoramang.
Great.
Thank you,
And
Bhante.
Uyuhua, please.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Yata Sankara Danasmin, Ujitasmin Mahapate, Padumang Tata Jayata, Suci Gandang Manoramang.
Great. And 9, Chen, please.
Good evening, Bhante.
Yes, good evening.
Yata Sankara Danasmi Ujitasmi Mahapate Padumang Tattha Jayeta Suci Gandang Manoramang.
Okay, great.
Thank you,
And
Bhante.
Paripurna.
Good evening, Bhante.
Yes, good evening.
Yata Sankara Danasmim Uji Tasmim Mahapate Padumam Tata Jayeta Suji Gandam Manoramam.
Okay, great. And Pochuwon. Yes,
Thank you, Bhante. Good evening.
good evening.
Yata Sankara Danasmin Ujitasmin Mahapate Paduman Tata Jayate Suci gandang
Padumam tatta jayeta.
Padumang Tata Jayata Suci gandang manoraman.
Great.
Thank you.
Pauline.
Sukihotu Bhante and
Yes,
everyone.
Kihoto.
Yata Sankara Danasmin Ujitasmin Mahapate Padumang Tata Jayeta Suci Gandang Manoramang.
Okay, great. Anyone else? Sokulin, please.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
Yata Sankara Danasmin Yahitamsmi sorry Yuhitasmin Mahapati.
Ujitasmin.
Yuhitasmin Mahapati.
Ujitas.
Udhitasmin Mahapati. Padumam Tata Jayata Suci Gadam Mano Raman.
Great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Anyone else? Okay, if not, we are going to the next stanza and then we will come. Evang sankhara bhutesu andhabhute putujjane atirochati panyaya samma sambuddha savako. Evang sankhara bhutesu andhabhute putujjane atirochati panyaya samma sambuddha savako. So we can ask again from groups. Group 1. Yes, Pauline, please.
Ewang Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putu Jane Atiro Chati Panya Ya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Okay, great. And group 2. Group 2. Yes, Kim, please.
Thank you. Evang Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putu Jani Atirochati Panyanya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Great. And group 3.
Thank you.
Yes, Chupeng, please.
Evang Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujani Atirochati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako. Thank you,
Great.
Bhante.
And group 4, KB on, please.
Bhante. Evang Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putu Jane Atirochati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Great. And group 5. Yes, Melinda, please.
Thank you, Bhante. Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujane Atiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako. Thank you.
Great. And group 6. Group 6. Yeah, TC, please.
Thank you. Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujani Attiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And group 7. Yes, Hema, please.
Thank you, Bhante. Ewan Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujani Ati Rochati Panyanya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Great. And group 8, last group. Yes, Champakla, please.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Pute Putu Jani. Atiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Sawako.
Okay, great.
Thank
And
you.
now we're giving the opportunity to others. If anyone would like to read this part, we'll start with Ochu Wang. Ochu Wang, can you please unmute?
Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Right?
Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putajane Attiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Great.
Thank you.
And then Meding, please.
Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujani Atiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
And Paripurna.
Thank you, Bhante. Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujani Atiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Great. And Oi Hua.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujani Atirochati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Okay, great. And Nayan Chen, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujane Atirochati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Okay, great. And
Thank you.
Suzanne, yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Evam Sankara Bhutesu Andha Bhute Putujane Atiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Great. And Ching, yeah, Ching. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujani Atiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Okay, great. And
Thank
then
you.
finally, Lisa, yes.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anha Bhute Putujani Atiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Can you repeat this part again, Lisa? Second line.
Atiro Chati Panyaya.
No, the one I highlighted here.
Anha Bhute Putujani.
Andabhute. Okay, great. Okay. Anybody else who would like to read? Okay, yes, Mayo.
Evam Sankara Bhutesu Anda Bhute Putujane Atiro Chati Panyaya Sama Sambuddha Savako.
Okay, great. I think with that, we can go to the text. Anybody else who would like to read? Okay. Today, we are going to learn some known Pali words with some different contexts. You can see one of the very widely used Pali concept is Sankhara, but Sankhara is being used here in a very different format. Yatha Sankhara Dhanasming Ujjitasming Mahapate Padumang Tatta Jayeta Suchigandang Manorama. You can see that there is a positive idea that is given with the lotus, and then the positive idea is presented in a way that those people who are with some ignoble conditions in their life, who they think that they are ignoble in their own sense, can have a solution to get out of their ignoble conditions. So the ignoble conditions can be compared to a heap of rubbish or garbage or something like that. We'll see. Yata Pali word jata means just as. I think you know this Pali word jata means just as. And what is the other Pali word that we normally take it in the same way? What is it? Tata, right? Tata, yata tata, right? Tata means yata just as. Tata, tata means this way. We normally use it at tata, this way, or maybe in this way. Yata, just as. Sankhara dhanasmin. The Pali word dhana has another variant called dhana. Now, dhanasmin or dhanasmin means you could say that heap of the rubbish or garbage or those things have been piled up now. And the rubbish, the Pali word for rubbish here is sankhara. Sankhara, the Pali word sankhara here means garbage or rubbish. Now, what do you think about this idea, sankhara, as rubbish? Have you ever learned this Pali word in this meaning? Or you only knew sankhara means, what is sankhara actually? We have repeatedly discussed this Pali word and concept in many sutta discussions, also OPRC classes. Today we are conducting the day 80. 80 classes have been done already with this. So sankhara is not a strange word to you. What is sankhara? Sankhara has many meanings, but we know the very popular meaning of sankhara is karma. Our karma, good karma, bad karma, neutral karma. I would say neutral karma to be good and bad karma, right? Sometimes 60% good karma, 40% bad karma. What are those karmas? And doing a good karma, but 60-70% good, but having some ulterior motive about that particular activity, some thoughts about like not being able to let go, maybe some plans, right? Investment plans. You're doing a good karma and planning to invest a good karma. Rather letting the karma to be invested. I mean, karma will be investing by itself. We don't have to invest it. So that's why sometimes a lot of people are not doing straight good karma or straight bad karma. They are doing a mixture of those two. Maybe 40% good karma, 60% bad karma. 60%, 70-80% good karma, 40% bad karma. So we call them as mixed karma. Good karma, bad karma, mixed karma. So karma, making karma, creating karma, or karma is sankhara. So the very famous meaning of sankhara is karma. So now we are here because of our karma. And we are going to be reborn according to Buddhist teachings. It's due to the karma. This is one meaning of sankhara. Another meaning of sankhara could be conditioned phenomena, right? Conditioned phenomena are taken as sankhara. What are the conditioned phenomena? Are we conditioned? We are conditioned all the time, right? Because there is a cause for every effect, and that effect creates another cause. Between the cause and effect, there's a condition. Between the effect and another cause, there's a condition. So these conditions, the conditioning process keeps happening until we attain Nibbana, right? So sankhara, another meaning of sankhara is conditioned phenomenon. The Buddha clearly said this way of sankhara in his first happy statement and his last statement just before he passed away, right? If you can remember, he particularly mentioned about sankhara in his first joyful statement. What do you mean by first joyful statement? When he became the Buddha, right? He made a joyful statement. What is it? It's a stanza. Aneka jati sansarang sandha visang anibisang gahakarakang gavi santu dukkha jati punapunang gahakaraka dittosi punagehang nakahasi sabbati pasuka bagga gahakutang visankitang visankara. That's the place. Visankara gatan chittang tanhanang kayamajjaga. This is the most beautiful statement the Buddha made once he became the Buddha. Out of pure happiness, Dhamma joy, aneka jati sansara, throughout many sansaric lives that he can remember at that point. Sandha visang anibisang, I've been wandering. I've been looking for the carpenter. Here we understand. Aneka jati sansarang sandhavisa. Gahakarakang gavi santo. I was on the search for the carpenter who is creating my karmic life, this house of karmic life. And today I saw the carpenter. Gahakaraka dittusi. I seen you, carpenter. Unagihan nakahasi. You are not going to ever create that house. Not going to create that house again. You can't construct the house again. Sabbate pasuka bagga gahakutang visankitang. I have destroyed that sansaric house with its rich pole. The whole ceiling, rich pole, piling, nothing is left anymore. I have destroyed that. That destroying process is not just a physical process. It's not a physical thing. It's a mental process. And now the Buddha is saying, where is his mind now? Visankara gatan chittang. My mind has gone to the visankara, the opposite of the sankhara, the good form of the sankhara, which means visankara. Perhaps I'm going to type it for you here. Visankara. So the Pali stanza, perhaps I can do that for you too. It is also given as a Dhammapada stanza somewhere further, in the chapters over here. Put it like this way. Dhammapada verse 153 and 54. Aneka jati sansarang. Sandha visang anibisang. And see here the translation. I, who have been seeking the builder of this house, the body, sansaric, failing to attain enlightenment, which would enable me to find him. I have wandered through innumerable births in sansara. O house builder, you are seen. You shall build no house for me again. All your rafters are broken. Your roof tree is destroyed. My mind has reached the unconditioned. Now, this is the point. Visankara, unconditioned. Unconditioned means the opposite of sankata, sankara, conditioned phenomena. The opposite of conditioned phenomena is unconditioned. There is no phenomena at that point. So the idea here is about sankara. I think I shared with you already. The most important meaning of sankhara is karma. Good karma, bad karma, mixed karma, this process of karma. And this karma process will be there as long as we are in the samsara. Second, sankhara means conditioned phenomena. Once someone attains nibbana, that person is free from sankhara as well. Why? The person's mind is going to be on unconditioned. So this is the second meaning. And even the last statement of the Buddha reflects the sankhara as well. What was the last statement the Buddha gave just before he passed away? Vaya dhamma sankhara appamadena sampadeta. Vaya dhamma sankhara. All conditioned phenomena are subject to changes, right? And then strive on with diligence. Appamada. This is the only good quality that we can create. You might think about saddha, you might think about mindfulness, you might think about what else? Some other activities. But all these Dhamma qualities start from appamada, diligence. Not being able to delay in the spiritual process is apamad. Right? Now, when we look at Vaidhamma Sankhara Apamatina Sampadeta, which is the last statement which the Buddha gave before he passed away, we don't have to take it in a negative way. Why? Oh, everything is changing, so I also will change. I have to die, so everything is, I have to give up my life. No, that is a wrong way of taking it. What Buddhism teaches us is how to handle our worries, how to handle the suffering, how to handle the dukkha. Not that, because most people, when they look at dukkha, they create another suffering to look at it. So double dukkha is there, you know. Worry plus worry. Yes, dukkha is there, but understanding the nature of the dukkha is the happiness. So why to create another dukkha, double dukkha into the same dukkha? Right? So Buddhism teaches us happiness, not the suffering. But the people who looked at from one end only said that everything is dukkha. Dukkha is what is happening. But the more we understand dukkha, then we will have a certain wholesome Dhamma joy about it. The more we understand it, the more we know how to deal with it. So this is what the Buddha says at the end. Why Dhamma Sankhara? People who don't understand that sankharas are changing, they are the ones who are into worries every day, every moment. They have struggles. They have old worries, and on top of that, they are creating new worries. They are creating a very uncertain future as well. So Buddhism prepares us to handle our worries, not to get crushed by the worry, not to get taken away by the worry. Buddhism prepares us, encourages us to handle it, and then to be happy. This is what we understand, even the Buddha's last statement, which has a part of sankhara. Now, I think we are talking a lot of additional things. I wanted to share with you that sankhara has many other meanings, but take the two here, karma and conditioned phenomena. And there are many other meanings. If you take one more meaning, in the Majjhima Nikaya Suttas, we find out Kaya Sankhara, Vachi Sankhara, Mano Sankhara, right? Body formations, verbal formations, and mental formation. What are they? Especially in the sutta where we learn about Noble Eightfold Path and all that, we learn it how many suttas in Majjhima Nikaya discuss about these three. It says that Bodhi Sankhara, Kaya Sankhara means in breath and out breath. That means Anapanasati process. Breathing in, breathing out. This is what we call as Kaya Sankhara. This is the third context of Sankhara. And then Vachi Sankhara means Vitakka Vichara. What does Vitakka Vichara mean? Vitakka Vichara are the sources for our speech. When you talk to someone, when you speak to someone, the source of your speech comes from Vitakka Vichara. If someone asks you, I think you are a Buddhist, can you tell me how does speech come from? Where does speech come from? As a Buddhist, I don't know, maybe I just talk, that's how the words are coming out of my mouth. No, there's a Dhamma process. The process is Vitakka. Vitakka vicharas are certain mentalizations, mental processes. That means our speeches are not, even though you might say, I don't think and talk to people. I just say whatever that comes to my mind, my speech. The Buddha says that even though there are certain room spaces where someone does not create volition, but still words are coming out of a certain mental process. That's why the Buddha says that Vitakka Vichara are the sources of our speech. And what about Mano Sankhara, Chitta Sankhara? Chitta Sankhara are Sanya and Vedana, perceptions and feelings, right? So this is what we understand about the third context of Sankara. Another meaning of Sankara here in this Dhammapada stanza, in these two Dhammapada stanza, is garbage. Actually, Sankara can be a garbage, it's a rubbish. Because of this garbage, rubbish, we are driven by a lot of things in our life. Now think about when someone becomes an arahant, enlightened person, then that person doesn't need any karma from that point onwards. The arahant is going to the vihara, placing flower trays on the altar there, and then giving a Dhamma talk, sharing Dhamma, giving dana. This arahant, enlightened person, does not create karma, any karma. Forget about the bad karma. Now we are very much driven by the good karma, right? Always from morning to evening, you are thinking how to create a good karma. It might be a struggle sometime, right? Because when we see the bad karma people, we think, why can't you do a good karma? You are talking gossip today. Can you think about a good topic to talk, And we are trying to correct other people. Then they are also going to be mad about us, Let me talk the way I want to talk. So then we are always in a struggle between good and bad. But when someone attains this enlightenment, that person has no problem about karma, because by nature, the person is not creating karma. It's like the meditation, right? In learning about meditation, a lot of people think meditation is for stress reduction. Yes, initially. But the Buddhist meditation says, initially, you are picking up an object, right? What are the objects for our meditation? Our main objects for the meditation should be 4 Brahma Viharas: Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha. These are the main objects. We can use metta to kamas through anapanasati. We can use karuna, compassion, as an object to become calm and even attain nibbana. Then mudita, altruistic joy, and equanimity. These are the daily meditations that we can do. We can pick up some one of the objects, Brahma Viharas, depending on our capacity. Right. In addition to these 4, we have to pick up a Satipatthana meditation. One of the maybe Kayanupassana meditation. Walking is a very good meditation. Why? Because we can feel our walking all the time. How many times we have walked with certain negative emotions, carrying negative emotions to just throw to somebody as a bomb, explosive bomb to somebody. Maybe something not nice, something not good, maybe our own frustration, disappointment. So then why don't we walk, not carrying those unnecessary, non-virtuous things we just walk with some awareness, each step beautifully. So the walking meditation is a part of Sampajanya under Kayanupassana. What about eating? How many of us have been able to practice eating meditation, not only in the retreat, right? Because the Sangha member is distributing a mindful reflection, you read it and you eat it. And if somebody says, how about eating meditation? The remainder of those streaming videos can only be watched during my eating. I don't have time to watch these videos, Saving eating time for watching these things. I mean, yes, there's no harm to watch as such, but why don't we bring this eating, mindful eating at times into our daily eating habits? Not just for the meditation, at least we eat in the proper, we don't overeat. And perhaps we might enjoy the food very well without craving for the food, right? This is another very useful meditation. There are so many, even talking meditation. Have you ever practiced that? Under Sampajanya, Buddha talks about talking meditation. Talking means think and talk. I mean, not that go to the knowledge and think about the knowledge and just throw it to other people. Just think about, is this a good word that I'm talking to somebody? Is this lying or truthful speech? Am I hurting you or someone? Am I gossiping? Am I trying to divide people? Are my words causing other people to be divided? Have we really done that in our life? So every time when we talk, if we look at these 4 angles, right speech, it will become a meditation. I think if you practice it 1 hour, you will create lots of happiness, more than a 1 day, 2 day retreat. Why? You know what you talk, and you will enjoy happiness in your household. It doesn't mean you can't go for a retreat. You should go. But the real benefits of meditation will come to you in your daily life. Set aside 2 hours, at least 2 hours, maybe a few minutes, some amount of time in your daily life to talk with some mindfulness, right? And then you will see the benefits, and your people in the house, oh, you are not like before, right? Your words are not hurting anymore. I think I can accept you now better than 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you just throw everything to us, tantrums and everything. But now you are very careful when you talk. Who brought you this happiness? Who brought you this change, transformation, right? It's myself. And I understand that every time I talk, I had to think that, is this going to cause any problem to me and to other people, right? In this way, Brahmaviharas and then Satipatthanas. And let's say there is somebody who might say, no, I cannot do these Brahmaviharas, at least Satipatthanas. What meditation can I do? Then there are another set of meditations. We call them as Anusati, right? Anusati. Anusati means meditation on the Buddha's qualities. It's a good meditate. I mean, people who don't want to know a lot of Dhamma, right? Because we don't recommend hey, go and learn all the Dhamma from Digha Nikaya to Kuttaka Nikaya. You may be bombarded, like if you have a storage in your brain, it will be exploded sometime because all these suttas were not meant to be learned by everybody. They were given to certain people, some genius people. You only learn the cream of the Dhamma, the basic fundamentals, right? Because in the learning of Dhamma, some people might think the more I learn, the wiser I become. It's not happening that way only. What I suggest is that you have to learn the most important tenets, the core of Buddhism, and then set aside more time to practice it. That is how you're going to transform yourself. Not that you become a gathering learner who is always gathering, and then fill your whole brain with knowledge, right? You need to learn the basic and most important Dhamma things in your life, daily life and sansaric life for the rest. And that's enough, because we have to create more space for the practice. Practice is not a very, I would say, a very different scenario. Practice should happen in your daily life, right? So then if someone says, I'm not, intelligent enough to understand Satipatthanas. So can you tell me something like a very simple, easy meditation? Buddha Anusati, meditation on the 9 great qualities of the Buddha. What is that? Arahang, why Buddha is Arahang? Why is he Samma Sambuddho? Why is he Vijjacharana Sampanno? Why is he Sugato? So the person is going to focus on the meanings of these 9, and then the mind will become immersed and then become calm, right? And then, if not, maybe Dhammanupassana, Dhamma's 6 great qualities. Also, if not, Sangha's great qualities, not even these 9 great qualities, not even these 3. Sometimes, if you think this is also a little too much for your meditation, you might pick up your own sila. How virtuous am I? during today. I haven't killed any being. I haven't stolen. I haven't engaged in sexual misconduct. I haven't lied. I haven't taken intoxicants to an extent that I lose my mind. You are happily reflecting about your sila. It itself become your meditation. That's a very living proof kind of meditation, because I have my practice. I look back my practice. I'm so happy about it, and my mind become immersed, calm, and insightful. I mean, I'm talking to someone. If you cannot practice too much standardized, regular meditations, go pick up your own sila. Sila nusati. Somebody might say, oh, sila is too much for me. At least I have 5%. Then what can I practice as a meditation? Chaga. Chaga nusati. What is chaga? I know you've been giving dana, offering dana for many years already. Think about your practice of dana. You are happy every time you offer dana. That happiness itself will become your meditation object. Right? Chaganusati. Right? So in this way, there are so many ways to practice meditation depending on the character. Right? So what we need to understand here is that when we learn about sankhara is karma initially. And when you don't have karma, at a certain point, when you are not creating new karma, that will be a happiness, right? This is what we are learning even in the Ratana Sutta. Remember? How does the Buddha talk about this karmaless nature of an arahant in the Ratana Sutta? How do we learn that? Kinang puranang navang natti sambhavang viratta chitta ayatake bhavas. Kinang puranang, the old karma have been exhausted. Kinang purana. Navang natti sambhavang. Sambhavam means the future. No future karmas will be created. That is happiness, right? So that is why here sankhara has been taken as garbage, rubbish, because we are creating lots of things. And the reason why I picked up meditation is that meditation has to be understood in a way, in the first place, that we pick up a certain object for the meditation. But later on, we understand it might be a struggle. Let's say someone is focusing metta. Hopefully, the person is transforming into a very nice metta person. But the person seems to be always going back and forth. Today, good in metta, tomorrow, maybe going back because of the sanya. At that point, what we understand is even the objects, even trying to bring objects to meditation can be a struggle to someone. That's why the Buddha said, the purpose of the meditation one day is to get rid of even the mind. Mind itself is a problem. We call it Cheto Vimutti. Freedom from the mind is what we want to achieve. And when we attain that stage, then wisdom is a problem too, because every time we have to be wise, we have to read Dhamma, we have to practice all that. So we feel that wisdom has to be invested all the time. Then when someone attains Nibbana, wisdom is also gone already. We call Panya Vimutti. We are freeing from wisdom as well. Cheto Vimutti, freedom from the mind. Panya Vimutti, freedom from the wisdom, make up the Arahant. So the idea here is that Sankhara, again, karma, the karmaless nature of an arahant is what we learn in the text, even in Dhammapada stanza here. But here, the Buddha is alluding sankhara to be rubbish or garbage in the sense that ordinary people practice their life. Now we are going back to the stanza again. Sankhara again, rubbish. Ujjitasmi mahapate. Ujjitasmi means thrown, mahapate means roadside. Now there is a heap of rubbish that was thrown by the roadside. But the beauty here is that there is a lotus that is going to bloom out of this heap of rubbish. That lotus is Suchigandham, fragrant, and Manoramam, charming, beautiful. Paduma means lotus. Why is lotus very important in our Buddhist teachings? Do we hear lotus in many places?
Yes.
In the Buddhist teachings? Why is it? If so, why is it?
Purity, Bhante.
Even Prince Siddhartha, when he was born, it is said that he walked 7 steps. For each step, there was a lotus, right? Bloom. Why is lotus? The idea here, lotus, is that lotus in rubbish. Actually, lotus is blooming from the rubbish, from the mud. So what does Buddhism believe here is that how something noble can arise from ignoble conditions. That means Buddhism believes that everybody has a chance to bloom. Nobody is left out and missed out. So this is the idea here. Remember, when one Brahmin saw the Buddha and he approached the Buddha and asked him, "Are you a human?" No. "Are you a god?" No. "Are you a yakka?" No. Are you somebody else? And then he said, "I am a great human among all the other human." Then he was using a Pali stanza for that. Pundarikang yata vakku toyena nupalippati. I was born just like other humans in the mud, like a lotus, how it was blossom in the mud. But when the lotus is bloom, the petals of the lotus do not touch the mud. Now I am fully transformed, I am fully bloomed like the lotus, and now the lotus does not touch the mud. Now what does it mean? That means the opportunities that everybody has in sansaric life, not even the Buddha, we all have those opportunities. So we have to bloom, transform in that way. On the other hand, nobody should be judged in this way for whatever the background environment for the transformation. And then we have to go to the next stanza to understand the idea here. Evang sankhara bhutesu anda bhute putujjane ati rochati panyaya samma sambuddha savako. Evang sankhara bhutesu. Now here we have to add something. Bhutesu. What kind of bhutesu? Anda bhute putujjane. Putujjane. Putujjane means ordinary beings. Who are the ordinary beings? Unenlightened beings. But these unenlightened beings have been divided into 2 types of unenlightened beings, especially the ones who are even not attained Sotapatti. We call them as Andabhuta and Kalyana Bhuta. You can say Andabhuta or Kalyana. Andabhuta Putujjana. Andabhuta. I think we already discussed that some time ago. And the second type of unenlightened beings who are below Sotapatti is Kalyana Putujjana. Andabhuta Kalyan. But here the stanza talks about Andabhuta Putujjana. Who are they? Now they are the ones who are living in that garbage, in that rubbish, because they are very blinded. So Andabhuta means those beings who are always struggling and driven by the sensual pleasures and don't know how to manage their sensual pleasures and driven by them and always bothered by them and infatuated and no management, self-management with regard to one's own senses. Kalyana Putujjana are the ones who are still unenlightened in terms of Sotapatti, but they know that I have to manage my senses. Why is this management of senses is very important? I think some weeks ago I shared with you the whole Buddhism works around or revolves around sensory management. It's not about the kilesa in the first place, defilements. It's not about the papancha, mental proliferation. Not about the akusala in the first place. They are higher version of that proliferation. But if you really take care of your senses, your eyes, your especially not the eyes, the process of the eyes, what will happen to your eyes with regard to the sights, and then the sounds, smells, taste, touch, and thoughts. If you take care of these 6 senses, you are all good all the time. Because this is the problem that Andha Putujjana are going on in their life, going through in their life. But Kalyana Putujjana, they are not yet enlightened, even become Sotapati, but they know that they have to take care of these. Actually, they have to take care of these senses physically and then spiritually, emotionally. Okay, so now you know the division again, Andha Putujjana, Kalyana Putujjana. So I hope that we, most of ordinary people should be at least Kalyana Putujjana, not the ones who are always being driven by the sensual pleasures. And you should be able to manage your sensual pleasures, not that sensual pleasures are going to manage you. Right? That is what we understand by, we call it Indriya Sangvara also in the Pali, which we discuss. And then Samma Sambuddha Savako Atirochati Panyaya. The disciples, Savako means disciples of the fully enlightened one or fully awakened one, shines with wisdom. That means the disciples of the Buddha, they understand the problem here. The problem is, as you can see here, with regard to being unenlightened versus being enlightened. So they always try to aspire to be wise. Say, for instance, let's say there is someone who is unenlightened and the person is going through pain, worries, frustration, disappointments, uncertainty. But every time when the person is going through these things, person is trying to be wise. I know my way out for this problem is to become wise, at least try to become wise, right? How to manage this situation, not to be taken away by what is happening to me. So in this way, the disciples of the Buddha, fully enlightened Buddha, they know how to handle it because they have so much wisdom. They are always, I would say, shining with the wisdom. Okay, let's go to the story and then we will discuss the rest of the things with regard to this point. The story is about 2 friends called Sirigutta and Garahadin. You can see their names over here. Sirigutta and Garahadina. So Garahadina is a follower of the Mahavira. Who is Mahavira? Mahavira. Mahavira
Nigantas
is the name of the teacher of the Jainism, right? So we call them Niganta. Nigantanathaputra is another name for him. He's a very popular, widely respected teacher. Sometimes scholars are of the belief that Buddhism also is an offshoot of Jainism, because you see the Mahavira's photo, images, statues, where we don't see any difference with regard to the Buddha. So they believe this could be, I mean, there are some discussions going on. But Garahadin was a follower of Mahavira. And Sirigutta is a follower of the Gautama Buddha. So time to time, Garahadin is insulting the Buddha. Especially he is discussing with Sirigutta, who is your teacher? Can your teacher look at the past, present and future times? Can he look at it? Can he tell certain things about the future? Can he tell about the past? Can he tell what's happening now? So time to time, in the conversations that he had with Sirigutta, Garahadinna was insulting the Buddha in kind of indirect ways. But Sirigutta was a very patient person. He did not want to comment on that. Are we going through this situation? Sometimes one of your friends approach you and then ill speaking about somebody. Forget about the teachers. Are you going to comment on them right away? Or are you going to take some time, just let them talk what they want to talk, right? You're not going to talk. You're not going to comment on these things right away. We don't have to, right? I think in some of our sutta discussions and OPRC classes, I was talking about something called postponing our emotions to certain responses, right? We don't have to. We just show that commentless nature. So Garahadinna always trying to pick on Sirigutta's teacher. That means the Buddha. So one day, when Garahadinna was so much saying things about the Buddha and then appreciating the Mahavira, Sirigutta was kind of thinking, okay, perhaps I take an initiative to address this issue. In the meantime, the disciples of the Mahavira, Jain monks, especially Jain monks, they were actually persuading Garahadinna, your friend Sirigutta is a follower of the Buddha. You have to bring him to our temple, our Jain temple. So if you bring him to our temple, you are really respecting the Mahavira. You are a true Jain follower. This happens to even some modern day religious traditions too, right? There are some people who are paid to do that, and if they bring you to the temple, and then they are paid, and and perhaps this is something that they are doing. I remember a long time ago, a certain Christian tradition, they know that the temple has Buddhist monks wearing the robes, and they still try to convert the Buddhist monks into that tradition, looking at him. Why don't you come and then just see what they are talking, right? And then once they politely declined, but they were pestering, uh, this is still happening in some ways. Perhaps some other religions talking about that if you do that, you perhaps one step closer to your enlightenment in a way, maybe to the superior person. Anyways, then Garahadinna was highly persuaded by his monks in the temple. You have to bring Sirigutta to the temple. Then only you respect our teacher. So one day, when Garahadinna was talking too much about Mahavira and then insulting the Buddha, Sirigutta told him, okay, I will give a dana to 500 monks in your temple. He was very happy. Huh? Then he instantly went to the Mahavira temple, said to the monks, now Sirigutta not even wants to come to the temple. He wants to bring your monks into his house. So then Garahadinna and then the monks were very happy. What is this sudden change? And then Sirigutta said to Garahadinna, you invite your monks to my house. I have a very big house, yes, he had, near Savatthi. I will treat them. But Sirigutta did a certain thing that is not really good, but he was an unenlightened person. What he did was that he wanted to show Garahadinna that your Mahavira and the monks are not really aware about the past life, present time, and the future lives. So what he did, he caused a ditch in his house because he had two houses. In the hallway of the two houses, he caused to make a ditch, and then he made two pillars on the both side, and he connected the both pillars through ropes, and then this was a plan actually. And then he made some chairs hanging in the ropes. And then on the ground, he covered with a certain clothing. If the monks in the Jain temple, if the Mahavir and those monks could understand that there is a problem in my house, they would not come to my house. So anyways, now the Jain monks came to the house, Srigutta's house. Srigutta told them, he stopped all of them, said, okay, if you know the past, what happened in the past and everything in the past, and if you know what is happening now, present moment, if you know the future, you decide whether you want to come to my house or not. Now he wants to check whether they can know this thing that they set up. They said, we know everything. We know the past, we know the present time, we know the future. Okay, but there is a condition. When you sit down, you all have to sit down together. So all the Jain monks sat down. Their chairs were, toppled, and then they could not understand what to do. They were very unhappy. They actually fell into the ground. The ground was very filthy. And they were blaming Sirigutta and all these people, and they started to go. So by learning this story, Garahati was very unhappy. How come you treated my monks, Jain temple, like this? You asked them to come to your house and you made a setup. And then he said, I asked them, if you know the present time, past time, only if you know them, you come to my house. Otherwise, you don't come to my house. I wanted to check what you told about them. Then after some time, they had a certain conflict because of this. They were not talking. After some time, Garahadin also wanted to take revenge in a way. So Garahadin told Sirigutta, I want to invite your Buddha and other monks to my house. I treat them very well. So invite 500 monks with the Buddha. I treat them very well. And then Sirigutta understood there might be a trick in this, because, sometime when you do bad karma, it will come to you one day, right? I mean, when you do a wrong thing, it will come back to you like boomeranging. It will happen. So then he told the Buddha, he went to the Savathi's Jirnarama and said to the Buddha, my friend Garahadin, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. If you like his invitation, you accept. He wants me to invite you and 500 monks to go to his house for the dana. He said he would take care of all of you. Then the Buddha looked at the future. He saw this guy, Garahadin, is going to make a big mess. He's going to make a charcoal pit and then making some fake chairs and then letting all the monks and the Buddha fall into the charcoal pit. And then telling Sirigutta, your Buddha and other monks are not conscious, aware about the past, present, future. And the Buddha knew what is his plan now. He went to his house, Garahadin's house, with 500 monks. Garahadin also came up at the door and said, the Buddha, you come to my house, enter my house, only if you know the past, present, and the future things. The Buddha said, I know everything. So they went inside the house. And now he also asked him, you cannot sit first, you and all the monks sit together at the same time, because he wanted to make them fall into the charcoal pit. And the Buddha said, no problem, we will sit together. And then before he sit down, he saw this, place where he was making the plan. He stretched out his leg and all the charcoal pit became wheel-sized lotuses. Wheel size means, at that time there were horse carriages, and the horse carriages had wheels coming after. So the charcoal pit, which had charcoal at different places, they became a number of lotuses. And then Garahadin was very surprised. What happened? I was thinking that they should have fallen into the charcoal pit, but something is happening. Now, Garahadin, actually, he wanted to know whether Buddha can do it. Buddha can evade this. Buddha did. At that point, Garahadin asked Sirigutta, you know what? I set up a plan. I think it's not going to work. Your Buddha knows everything, past, present, future. Now I don't have food here. What to do? Sirigutta suggested, I know your house has certain big pots for certain things, porridges, and then other things. You wish, may that big vessel, big pot of porridge, have porridge, rice, and all these wines. At that point, all those pots were full of those food due to the Buddha's influence. And what happened? The Buddha gave a Dhamma talk about this thing. The Dhamma talk was about these two stanzas. Yata sankhara danasmin ujjitasmin mahapate paduvang tatta jayeta suchigandam manoramang ek evang sankhara bhutesu andabhute putujjane atirochati panyaya sambuddha savaku. These are the two stanzas the Buddha used to give the Dhamma talk here. You know what happened? Both became Sotapanna at the same time. Now, don't think that we can do a bad thing and at the end of the dana we can become Sotapanna. How come? Garahadinna wanted to bring the Buddha to his house, wanted him to fall down to the charcoal pit, and he even became Sotapanna. Garahadinna is a very different person. Perhaps he was just clouded by his ignorance for a short time. It might not work for us, but this story tells us something else. Everyone has a chance of finding their purpose in their life and to become a better person and then even finally attain Nibbana. So when the Buddha went back to Jetwanarama, monks were really curious about what happened today near Savatthi and how did Garahadin, who was a staunch follower of Mahavira, turn to... Now, this is another very interesting thing. Think about Garahadin was a staunch follower of Mahavira. Until the point of the Dana, he had no listening to Dhamma talks. He had no knowledge of any Dhamma. But what the Buddha said and what he saw through the Buddha's behavior, and then even listening to these two verses, he was able to attain Sotapatti. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that we also can become Sotapanna like that? It might not be, because Garahadin must have practiced Dhamma a lot in his past life. But out of a certain bad karma, something happened to him in his last life, right? So then we have to understand that, yes, in order to become enlightened, at least to become a Sotapanna, the journey for someone might be very short. The journey for some other person might be pretty long, but we can also change the dynamics of that journey. We have to always think about that. It's not that filling the mind with a lot of Dhamma will help us to attain Nibbana. You learn the cream of the Dhamma, the basic, the essence, the core of the Dhamma. That learning will help you to practice more. What is the practice? Daily practice, right here, right in your house, right with your family members, right with your people. It's not that you escape the house and go to the temple and do something and come back home. I'm going back home again, It's not that feeling. Right there is the Dhamma, right? Your journey starts from your house. Temple helps you, monks help you, books help you. These classes help you. This is the motivation. But the practice should start from the house. So the overall idea from this, the last two stanzas of the Puppavagga is that everyone has a chance to become a better person. And that transformation might not need a long time, like Garahadina's case. And even the very bad person may have a chance to become a better person. We don't have to go to Angulimala. It's a story. Garahadina is one other story, right? But since we are already in the path, let's fix our problems, our small akusala problems, our speech, our thoughts, our actions. And this might fast track the journey. But what we learn from these two, Sirigutta, Garahadina, is... Now think about, Sirigutta was a follower of the Buddha, But until he see the Buddha's that surprising thing, he was not able to become a Sotapanna too, right? He also became a Sotapanna with Garahadi. Right? So this story tells us a lotus rose in the mud, in the garbage. That means good things can happen even we are going through ignoble, unfavorable conditions in our life. Don't be driven by, don't be worried with your ignoble, unfavorable conditions. It might be family, it might be financial situation, it might be other things. Whatever the things you are going through in your life, keep the hope, keep the purpose, Dhamma purpose. That is very important. Because by keeping the purpose and hope, in learning at the same time, more practicing into that, we can make it happen like what happened with Sirigutta and Garahati. Okay, I think we can discuss few more things, but at the moment, I would be asking you if you have any questions about today, you may ask, so we can plan the rest. Any questions about today? Yes, Meli. Yes.
Bhante, I just would like if you could clarify Sankara
I
and
don't know, I cannot hear you.
softer.
Yeah, please unmute.
I thought, can you hear me now?
Yeah, can others hear Meli?
Because I
Yes, we can hear.
Yes, we can hear
Yeah, we
her
can
clear.
hear.
hello, Bhante.
Yeah, can you talk now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Bhante, because I just noticed from the stanza, Sankara and Sankara. Is there a difference? Because our understanding of Sankara is like we talk about conditioned phenomena. The Sankaras is with the KH, not KARA, it's KHARA. Is there a difference? When we talk about,
Yeah, give me a second.
yeah.
Yeah, seemingly the words have H in Sankara, Pali word Sankara, but they have been interchangeably given in some texts. Sankara and this Sankara without H. They've been used interchangeably. But here in this, because some texts, they have different variants.
Okay.
Yeah, but the idea is here,
The same.
rubbish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. Yes.
May I ask?
Please.
Okay, the five aggregates that we talk about Sankara, cause of all sufferings. So is it under there's 1, 2, 3, 4? Is it under Kaya?
The five
aggregates.
Yes.
Sankara, cause of all sufferings.
No, Sankara.
What is the difference?
No, five aggregates, six
Sense,
senses,
yeah, 6 bands.
18
Elements.
They all are given to understand our sansaric journey. So overall, what we need to understand is that what you call the life I mean, includes all these. Sansaric life includes all these as a blanket stage. Yeah. But I mentioned about 5 aggregates under Putajana. So under Putajjanas, they have no idea about 5 aggregates. So their 5 aggregates are highly driven by sensual pleasures. Sensual pleasures control them. But Kalyana Putujjana, they are not yet Sotapannas, but they know how to manage their 5 aggregates.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Clear. Thank you.
All right, any other questions about today? If not, we are going, until you come up with a question, we are going back to the text again here. And in the text, we look at Panya part. Okay, so this is normally translated as wisdom, right? So now in the text, we know there is a basic wisdom and there is a lofty wisdom. The basic wisdom means that we need that in daily life and how to wisely respond to the situations. But the lofty wisdom, that means the spiritual wisdom that come from 3 avenues. The first one is Sutamaya Panya. Sutamaya Panya means wisdom by learning. We call it wisdom by learning. This is mentioned under the Digha Nikaya's Sangiti Sutta. So we need to gather the right knowledge. Why is it? Now, when we learn the suttas, what is the problem in that learning for many people? We have to learn the suttas in the proper way. Because the Buddha said, if we don't learn the suttas or Dhamma not in the proper way, that little knowledge can give us a very big confusion. It might really give us a very hard time when we might perhaps misunderstand, misinterpret it as well. So that's why the proper knowledge has to be earned under proper ways. That is called Sutamaya Panya. Second, Chintamaya Panya. Chintamaya Panya means rationalization. Wisdom by rationalization. What is that? Now, when you learn something, do we have to blindly believe what we learn? Or do we have to rationalize? What is the Buddha's way to understand something? Do you have to rationalize? Yes, we do have to rationalize, but there are certain things that are not into our sensory understanding. Now, if somebody asks you, why did the Prince Siddhartha walk for 7 steps? And then how come there were lotuses came in, right? You may not have an answer to that, right? You might say, this is very wonderful and miraculous. This is what we learn from the suttas. But just because I cannot understand through my 6 senses, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Perhaps our sensory perception is not enough to understand, right? So, but Buddha always asks us to rationalize why and how and how. Actually, if you do that, it might help you to transform easily the Dhamma thing that you are learning. This is called Chintame Panya. Right? Then the third thing is, the third part of the wisdom is that we have to have is Bhavaname Panya. Bhavaname Panya, which means wisdom by cultivation. How do we do this? Cultivation. Are we cultivating? What are we cultivating? Meditation. When you go for a certain meditation, they all are talking, cultivate the mind, right? Cultivate. What to cultivate? Okay. Okay. The first one is, let me type for you. The first one is Sutameya Panya. Sutameya Panya means wisdom by learning. Okay. Now, why I mean by true Dhamma is that now, if you learn Dhamma, if you search Dhamma, there are a lot of information coming up, right? Sometimes they are not correct as well. Right? So that is the first one. Second one is Chintamaya Panya. Chintamaya Panya means wisdom by rationalization. Third one is Bhavanamaya Panya. Wisdom by cultivation. So, the reference to this is I would say Sangiti Sutta. Nikaya 32. Yeah. Okay. So now when it comes to Bhavanamaya Panya, that means cultivation. Now, how to cultivate? Do we just cultivate our mind, or we have to bring the kusala thoughts into our mind and then to cultivate them in our mind? Cultivation has to happen through a regular meditation at the same time as a daily attitude. This part is what many people miss. Daily attitude. Now, say for instance, metta has to be a daily attitude, just like a meditation at the same time. Karuna must be a daily attitude. Mudita must be a daily attitude. Upekka must be a daily attitude. Otherwise, you learn a lot of Upekka teaching, balance the mind, don't become worried when the bad times hit us. But when the real bad time comes to us, we don't even remember what is Upekka, right? Why is it? It hasn't become a daily attitude. So when you have the tools before, you may know how to cultivate. So cultivation will help you to have the wisdom. Now, if you think that your Dhamma journey has not been really going well, kind of stuck, that means you might have the Sutameya Panya, wisdom by knowledge. Perhaps you might not have done enough Chintamaya Panya, wisdom by rationalization. Maybe you might not have done enough of Bhavanamaya Panya, perhaps more or less. That means you need to cultivate. So these three are the things. So here the stanza is saying that the disciples of the Buddha, not even the monks and nuns, even the upasakas and upasikas, because in Buddhism we believe Sangha members are not even, we don't take Sangha members by the dress only in that format. Physically, we are saying cultural format. Sangha members are the ones who are wearing those things. But in the spiritual sense, Sangha members are the ones who have at the very least attained Sotapatti, or at the very least trying to become Sotapannas. In that category, Upasak, Upasika is also part of them. So they are also supposed to practice these three types of wisdom. That is how they are going to, as you can see here, shine with the wisdom. So you are going to shine with the wisdom, just like Sirigutta and Garahadin at the end, because you are practicing those three types of wisdom. All right. So with that, today we are going to finish our class, but I just want to tell you from next Thursday, we are going to learn Balavak. It's about interesting chapters about, we don't call them as fools, rather we call them in a civilized word, unwise people, right? How to understand unwise people and what to do with them, and how to practice metta at the same time, keeping how to practice metta and staying away from the unwise people. A lot of interesting information. So then we are going to transfer the good karmas at this point.
Bhante, we
Uh,
we
yes,
have
you have a question?
can we say that the upasaka and upasika are kalyana putujana?
No, even a monk can be a Kalyana Putujana, because Kalyana Putujana has not necessarily attained anything. Just understand good and bad, wise and kusala and akusala. That interpretation is not monastic, non-monastic, basely given one. That has been given depending on enlightenment, actually. Yeah, definitely Upasak Upasika, even some monks and nuns too, as long as they have not attained enlightenment. Okay. So we are going to transfer all the good karmas now with the departed ones and the deities. May all the good karmas we've been making so far be transferred to our deceased loved ones. May they be well and happy, and may they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me jnātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu jnātayo. Idam me jnātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu jnātayo. Idam me jnātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu jnātayo. May Deva Naga Mahidika receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. At the same time, may they bless and protect all of us for good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. May they also attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu sasanang. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu desanang. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu mang parang chirang rakhantu tvam sadati. Our Dhamma wish, as always, we are wishing us, may we be able to be in the company of Kalyana Mittas. At the same time, may we become Kalyana Mittas to as many people as we can till we attain Nibbana. Thinking thus, we're going to make the wish. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu hotu yavanimbana patya. Finally, may all the good karmas we be making today in our OPRC Day 80 class be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silis nichang vaddha pachaino chataru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samichatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With those blessings, wishing you a pleasant good night till we see again.
Thank you,
Good night.
Bhante.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bhante.
Good night.
Bye, Bhante.
Thank you,
Good night, everyone.
Bhante.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Sadhu,
Thank you so
sadhu,
much.
Bhante.
Sadhu,
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Sadhu, Bhante.
Good
Thank you.
evening,
Good night.
Thank you,
everyone.
Bante.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you,
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu. Take care. And
Yes.
good night,
Thank you.
Good
everybody.
night. See
Take
you,
care.
Bhante,
Thank you.
tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.